Hey everyone, I wanted to do or start doing weekly check-ins again, and I was thinking about how I could incorporate them into my schedule, just with things just being a little bit hectic at the moment. And I really enjoyed doing the vlog, so I thought that moving forward I'd do weekly check-ins in vlog form. I enjoyed doing the weekly check-ins previously just because I think part of blogging, and one of the reasons why I feel so drawn to blogging, is because it's sharing your personal experiences. I've been the recipient many times of people sharing personal experiences, and it's sort of resonated with me, or what they said has really touched me, and through their sharing their experiences, it's helped me at a particular time. And I really think that that's a big part of blogging, is sharing your experiences, and being vulnerable and opening yourself up so that other people can get a bit of an insight into your life, and maybe take something from it. So I've got a bit of a cold, so that's why it sounds like I'm talking through my nose. It just sort of hit last year, so I was thinking about what to talk about, and where to even begin. I said it's not really a weekly check-in; it's more like a 3-month check-in, because it's been such a long time since I've done one, and it's been such a tremendous growing experience for me these last few months. As I mentioned in my vlog, I just had a few experiences where I really had to think about who I was, and if everything was taken away, who was I as a person. And it's been an ongoing journey. One of the things that my husband and I have decided to do is, we've kind of dared to downsize. We were looking at, sorry, I'm just putting a bit of lavender in here. We were looking at lavender is a good oil to help you communicate. So I meant to do it before I started the video, but I forgot. Maybe there's good oil for forgetfulness. My husband and I were looking at getting into a new place. We weren't really happy with the energy and the place that we're in currently, and we were looking at different places, and kept looking at bigger places, and just nothing felt right, and just constantly felt this I suppose disconnect with my expectations, and what I thought we wanted and we needed, and then the reality of what I was looking at in terms of properties and houses. And he came up just with this solution that we should downsize. So we've actually downsized into a 1-bedroom place. It's a lot smaller than the place that we were in, and we're just going to put a few things in storage, get rid of the rest, and then just really start to work on our future. So that would be looking at buying our own home, or maybe moving to another location. So just really, kind of daring to downsize, and to simplify, and to almost take a step back, so that we're able to take a step forward. And I'd love to take credit for all of that, but that was sort of all his doing. I've just been a grateful follower of that. Also, we've had the opportunity to spend some time on our own, just reconnecting with ourselves. And again, I'd love to take credit for that and say that was all my idea, and I thought, that's just great, let's just work on ourselves. But again, that was all came from him, and from a need that he saw to reconnect with himself, and just give me space to do the same. And it's been a difficult journey at first. You feel a bit like this isn't the way things should be. You map out your expectations, or you map out how you see things happen, and then when they don't happen that way, you kind of for myself at least, I found myself being really fearful, and holding on, and being very resistant to change, which is really different from who I am. I'm not somebody that's resistant to change. So the whole experience just really taught me that there's a lot of myself that has changed over the last few years, and not necessarily changed for the better. And this is just a fantastic opportunity that I've been gifted by somebody who loves and cares about me, to just really find myself again. And it's very confronting and very challenging, but also, as I say, a great gift. Something that I've really noticed, and I think if I could sum up what I've learned over the last few months in one Instagrammy little picture to pop on Instagram and put at the title of this blog, it would be that finding yourself is really the greatest gift that you can give to others. I think, and I don't know if there's men that are watching, they can obviously correct me if I'm wrong, but I tend to find that women especially, we give so much of ourselves often in relationships or friendships or whatever it is, or we really give so much of ourselves to the point that there's often nothing left for us, and I think that's important, and something that I've really just come to realize and come to learn over the last few weeks and few months really, is that yes, there's beauty and there's compassion and there's empathy and there's all these lovely qualities that you show by giving so much of yourself and by being so interconnected with other people's lives, but also the best gift that you can give anybody is to really just truly find yourself and be happy in your own self and be content with yourself. I think I'd lived alone for a very, very long time, like most of my sort of mid to late 20s, even going into my early 30s. I lived on my own, was very, very independent, and over the last sort of 5 or so years I haven't been living on my own, and it's quite I suppose confronting and quite strange to be on my own. I'm just looking at my hair, it's such a mess, but never mind. It's really quite strange to be on my own, and I was saying to a really good friend of mine, what did I used to do? How did I cope? How was I okay with being on my own? But again, and I do speak of it as a gift because it is a beautiful gift to be given this time to just really reconnect and strengthen myself and look at the experiences that I've had over the last few years and just really contemplate what they've taught me and how I can use them to better not only my own life but to better those around me. I feel also that really strongly about self-reliance and being the self-reliant shepherd, and again, this is such a fantastic gift that it's almost as though the Lord of the universe, or whoever you want to equate it to, is saying, okay, well, you want to be the self-reliant shepherd. How self-reliant are you really? Let's sort of test that, and I feel grateful for it, because I wouldn't feel comfortable and I wouldn't feel it's fair or noble or it just wouldn't be right to sit in a place of absolute comfort and not have had just major change in your life, but then turn around and say to people, oh, you should be self-reliant, you should do this, you should do that. So I think also financially, having dropped to working part-time, I've just really started to appreciate the value of budgeting. I've always been fantastic at budgeting, but now it's just sort of going back to that that real sort of basic, that there are people out there that are on a similar salary to myself that have to get by, and how do they get by, and how do I get by, and how can I help and teach others to get by. It's easy when you work in full time and everything's paid for and everything's fine, that you can go, oh, I'll show you how to budget, but it's really when you're in the thick of things and you have to make decisions and you have to decide, are you going to buy organic eggs or are you going to buy normal eggs, or are you going to sacrifice a bit on fruit and veggies, or what are you going to do? So again, just really thankful and grateful for these wonderful gifts I've been granted these last few months. I stand now saying that they're gifts. At the time I was completely unhappy, as like one of those kids at Christmas where they open, they get something they don't want, then you just see them throwing a tantrum and you kind of feel like you're a little ungrateful so-and-so, like, there's people that don't have Christmas presents. So that's kind of how I felt, but I'm really in a space now where I can feel gratitude and feel the blessings of what I'm going through. Nice to just heard, because this place, it's like literally it's sort of an apartment and there's apartments all around. It's actually quite nice. but you can hear your neighbours and what have you. And I just heard one of my neighbours was just crying, and it just reminded me that, like REM says, everybody hurts, everybody goes through pain, everybody feels times in their life where things are hard or difficult, or when they're unhappy. And this is just my time to go through a bit of that. But I'm choosing to try and look at the positives, and I'm choosing to try and grow from this and learn from this, and hopefully through my experiences and the choices that I can make, and the things that I'm able to do, that I'm able to maybe help somebody else later who's going through a struggle or going through something similar. So my tendency, I suppose, would be to withdraw, not share it. But I found that the more open and honest I am with people, the more I feel gratitude and connection to what I'm going through. So I think that's perhaps the first thing when you are going through a trial, is just to share it and to be open with people as much as you feel comfortable. It helps you reflect, and as you tell people about things, sometimes you realize maybe that you're more upset about it, or that you're less upset about it, or that you're able to articulate it when it comes out your mouth rather than stays in your head. So yeah, definitely I'd say my lesson for this week is, when you find yourself and really look for yourself and search for yourself, that's the best gift that you can give others. And if you are somebody that's really giving and wants to give others, start with yourself. Give to yourself, love yourself first, and then from there you have the capacity to love and to give to others. So that's my weekly check-in. As I say, I will be looking to do them every week. I'm just waiting for the internet to be connected. It's been really challenging not having internet, but that'll be done this week, and then it'll be just easier to blog and post and get things up and running. Also, I do have another t-shirt or other clothes other than this t-shirt. I was just thinking, the last time I did a blog, I wore the same, or vlog, I did the same t-shirt, but hey, that's just the way it goes. So I'm not going to try and coordinate my wardrobe or look any different, because that's just not who I am. I'm grateful for this journey that I'm on, and I'm hopeful that something that I say or something that I share will resonate, and that you'll be able to share your experiences with others, or share my experience with others, so that they're able to learn and grow. And at the end of the day, it's all about looking after yourself and being self-reliant, and being empowered, and self-care, and looking after yourself, so that you can then spread it to others. So I leave that with you for my weekly check-in, and I look forward to checking back in a week's time, and have learned more and grown more. Until then, have a fantastic week. Bye.